welcome to an everyday canines video. In this Pup to Pro episode, I want to start talking about the foundations of contacts with a puppy. Now, this is not about contact behaviour. This is not about teaching a running contact or stop contact. This is all about acclimatizing the dog to this obstacle. The reason I did this is I found with all my dogs that at the start they were worried about the plank. They were worried about the fact that it was at an angle, there's a little bit of a wobble to it, it makes a noise, and that also that there's a height to it. I started doing a bit of this, hey Sparrow, at home using just a training plank. That was straightforward, flat on the floor, just get the dog to walk over it. That was simple. But I still found there was an issue when it transferred onto this. So what I wanted to do was to help shape confidence with the plank. Now you can see that Magpie has got a lot of confidence on this now. Go get it. There would have been when we first started, she wouldn't have even put one paw on. So I'll show you what we started by doing. So I was here and, come off my love, I literally just put treats on it. I didn't have to have a foot on it. She's putting a foot because she's learnt that now. But I just would have just her sniffing on it. If necessary, and certainly with the seesaw, because she got worried by hearing the other dogs bang it, I just had a treat near it. This is all about the dog walk is a place you get treats. And to be honest with you, if you are doing stopped contacts, it's quite good to teach your dog that this is a place you get treats because it will help with your stopped contact. Now, oh, very good. Very good. Now, this is an advanced stage. So once I had her, off you go. Once I had her getting nearer, I would wait until she put a paw on it. And she's obviously getting really good. I'd reward that. And then I'd throw the treat away because I wanted her to repeat the behaviour. I'd reward extra on here, then throw the treat away because I want her to repeat the behaviour of getting her feet on it. And then I advanced it to 2 paws. And now you can see I then advanced it to learning to turn on the plank. That was a big one for Magpie. Now you can see that she's getting really good at turning, but we fell off a lot. And you know what? The first time she fell off, she went, "Oh my word, I fell off." Go get it. I can't ever do that thing again. It's horrible. And so I wanted her to learn that you fall off it. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but there's going to be times when your dog is not going to quite get their slip off, whatever. We want them to understand that falling off is okay. It's not a big deal. I'm not talking about falling off the top here. Obviously, I'm talking about on the lower end here. And I also wanted her to learn that she can turn on a board, turn on a small space. That is quite important. So what I did is when I would get her to come up like this, and at the time she wasn't turning completely herself. Quite often she would jump off. But I would gradually get her to do a little head turn. Woo! You turned there. Did you see that though? There would have been a time she'd have been straight off and run away. And we're not talking that long ago, we're talking last week. But what I want her to learn is you've got to learn that the plank is raised, it's got an edge. I need you to think about where your feet are. And this is all about proprioception, body awareness, good girl. And I'm rewarding more on the plank than I am off the plank because I want this to be a really positive and good place. I'm doing this on a dog walk, but I also did this with Swift because she had no confidence on the seesaw. I did it on a seesaw with her and we did a lot of this. And I actually had the seesaw plank, good girl, set up across 2 chairs so it was static. And I had her just climbing up on it. You missed a bit, it's under your paw. And turning around to learn that she could turn around on a dog, on a plank, a small plank. And even big dogs can do this, and it's a skill that a big dog needs to know because they need to understand where the edges are. So I'm not going very high at this stage. You'll note that my dog walk is set at full height because I am using this with my older girls to do running contacts. If I just had Pi, I would actually set it lower. The important thing is the base has not got a lip on it so that the dog coming off it is not going to catch its feet. So mine is set into the ground so it's a smooth transition. You don't want, so I'll use my box to demonstrate, you don't want a step so the dog is going to step off it. That's when you start to develop bleeping and running contacts. Also, some dogs are very sensitive about their paws and don't like that. Now, I treated this as a shaping game. I tried not to do luring. Woof! What happened? I try not to do too much luring. I wanted it to be mainly a shaping game. That being said, at the early stages, good girl. I did put treats on to lure her because we had to build up to that. But on the whole, I'm doing this as just letting her work it out for herself. It's shaping. She's learning, she's practicing, and it's her choice to get on the plank. Equally, if she got off, it was not a big deal. She could choose when she got off. I'm not talking about this in terms of a running contact. I'm talking about this as a safety behaviour. I'm talking about this if your dog is in a situation where something happens and they need to bail off the dog walk, and it happens, or a cease or anything, there's an emergency. I want my dog to appreciate that that's okay. I'm not going to get het up about it. And it's okay at this stage that if you need to get off, you go off. I didn't reward it because that's not the behaviour I'm rewarding, but it wasn't a big deal. Obviously, as I say, when we get to running contacts, we don't want them jumping off sides. But at this stage, if she jumped off, it wasn't a big deal. I just waited for her to get on again. And we played this. I mean, this is probably as much as I would play in one session. And to be honest, in 2 sessions, we've got this. I'm not going any higher at this moment. She's only a baby. So stage 1 of this, well, I say stage 1 because there's quite a few stages, but stage 1 was getting her to come up and turn round. But I didn't just want her to do it that way, because I want her to be able to come from the side. So I need her to go behind me. Yes, it's Magpie, come here. This is a bit new to her, so I want her to come off this way. Come this way, good girl. And I want her to come on, yes. Now, this is literally the first time she's done that. But because she already knows and understands what the plank is, go find that, it's behind me, come here. It was over here, there you are. Then she's figured that out and that's not an issue. Now, I'm not going to use that behaviour very often because I do running contacts and it's not going to happen very often for me. I won't need it. You might, though, with a stopped contact, want to practice with that. It's just another way of her understanding where her feet all go, how I get on the plank, that the plank is a safe place to be if I treat it with respect. And that's why a lot of accidents happen with dogs and why they get nervous, because they don't know how to handle the plank appropriately. Dog walk plank is a safe place to be as long as you handle it sensibly and you know where your back feet are. So this is all I'm doing, and this is just building up and understanding. Now you'll notice that I am letting her run off after the treat, but again I'm keeping it low so that she's not jumping off it, because I don't want to get an inherent behaviour of jumping off it. If you were doing this and you did want to do a stopped contact, you might want to ask your dog to sit or wait and then do it. But I'm not worried at this moment in time. I'm just getting her used to the idea. And as I said, it's more important for her to be on the plank than off the plank. So that's a little bit of foundational game. Magpie's now just about 8 months. So that's a little foundational game we're doing just to build up a bit of confidence on a plank. Not now moving into contact behaviour is just confidence building. Just getting that understanding of footwork. So I hope this has made sense, and I hope you've enjoyed this Everyday Canines video. And if you have, you might like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And I hope to see you all again very, very soon.